advanced structural connections. That's what we're going to do in this video. So as you can see here, this comes in, hits a connection there. For this particular thing, I've made a model group. I don't know why I did that, but basically that's your connection. That's where what it's used for. What we're going to do is we're going to make something smarter and better. So let's say this is it. I want to change the number. Sorry, I want to change the size. I want to change the number of bolts. I want to change the height of it to 750 and the width of it to 250. Thickness to 20. Edge distance across to, I don't know, 50. Call that one 60. That's the y-axis. Combined plate thickness, so that's the length from this end of the bolt to the nut, and this is the bolt length, so how far past it goes. I'll just put a little equation there. Boom, there you go. All of that has changed. That's what we will do. That's where we will end up. So I want the end here to be less, so 25. Yeah, that's something I'm working on. How to get that to go past, because when I was loading in it wasn't really doing that well. Anywho, let's go. To make that smart like that and reusable, I'm going to say create, sorry no, I'm going to say file, new, and I want a face-based family. So family, metric generic face-based, open. Select this, type CS for create similar, pick lines, just put it 1000 each side for now. DI for dimension, there, click equal, and same here. That one to that one, and then that one to that one. Call this one, give it a label, height. Give this one a label, width. Then come to the front, select this, create similar. Type CS for create similar. That's the keyboard shortcut. DI for dimension, that to that, and we'll call label this one thick, THK for thick. Come to floor plans, and I want to create a plate. Create extrusion. Pick lines. That one unlock, that one unlock. They need to be locked to these reference planes, by the way. And don't ever dimension from line to line or from face to face. It's always reference plane to reference plane, or reference plane to reference line, or reference line to reference line. Now type TR for trim, keyboard shortcut. Trim these, and boom. Now when I edit this, they all edit, and I can change them up in here. Before we continue, I want Revit to know that this is a plate, so I'm going to come here to structural connections, tell it it's a structural connection, give it the material of steel, and say shared, and cut with voids when loaded. Yes, I'll check that, but I won't need that for this one. Say OK. Select the extrusion now and tell it its subcategory is a plate, and come to this view, set it to realistic. It hasn't got a material, so I'm going to give it a material parameter. Plate material. So okay, come here, click this, and create a new material, call it, well, steel. Oh crap, I've accidentally created a new one, another one. So now I'll come here to the library. While that's selected, type steel, and I should be able to find something cool. Steel, there's plenty of different ones. Yeah, whatever, just that will do. You can pick whichever one you want. And I'll come to graphics, I'll say use render appearance, because I like that. This is where you have your cuts, so your foreground, we'll give it a, leave that one, background, cut pattern, we'll give it a, I forgot what the steel hatch is, I think it's this one. And give it a color, black. Yeah, and the foreground will keep as it is, we'll just want to see the outline. And yeah, there you go, that's the material done. Now we need bolts in here. So insert, load family, and there will be a link in the description below on how to make a bolt family, because Revit doesn't come with a very good bolt, well, it doesn't come with a bolt family at all. So I'm going to load mine in, but check the link in the description if you don't have any, or if your company doesn't have any. Say open, and these are face-based bolts, and because it's got a nut loaded into there, that's why we have the nut here as well separately. There you go. Now I need to isolate these. Select them both, type HI for hide isolate. I want, well, I'll come to floor plans. I want this to be changeable in terms of its size. Come here, add parameter, bolt size. I want it to be a type parameter. And so now I can change its size without having to do anything. I could even change it to a nut, because that is also classed as a structural connection. Okay, so what I want, you can either place these from the first one to the last one and change the number in between and change the edge distances, or you can place them in a way where you want the spacing and the edge distances, and it will calculate itself. For this one, I'm going to do the first one and the last one because it's nice and easy to remember. I mean, nice and easy they're both easy to be honest, but this is easier for a newcomer to understand if you don't really understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to select this, type CS for create similar. I have a reference plane from there to there, there to there. So this is going to represent the last bolt on each side, where you don't want any more. So type DI for dimension, there to there, that one, 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 that one. Now because these are equal, we don't need to worry about making these equal. So I'll call this one Y edge, representing, oh sorry, X edge, so representing the X-axis edge distance, and this one the Y-axis Y edge. Now I will align, no, I'm going to array this first. AR, you just want 2 for the first one, and for this case we want to array to the last one. Yours is going to be by default set to move to second, say move to last. So move to second means you'll place one from, well, let me just show it to you. If I place one from there to there in a second, and then just copy just the bolt, not the whole group, and then AR array to last. Now when I select this, I can change the number 3. It's added one afterwards here, if I say 3, it's added one in between. Yeah, so when I move this, they move. Whereas when I move this, I mean, they move too, but the point is, if I add more, it adds them afterwards, which is very important to know the difference for this. Now, I'll keep that there for another lesson in a minute. If I bring this here, I need to align the first one and the last one. If I was using this one, if I wanted to align them, I need to align this one and the second one. I'm going to remove that before I confuse you. You cannot align, you can align this one, but you don't need, in fact, it's not even that you don't need to, you're not supposed to. So AL, type AL for align, that to that, and lock. And I've selected multiple alignments, so that one and lock. And then this one, lock, this one, oh, undo. Accidentally aligned the reference plane to the reference plane. Right, now select these, select just the bolt, copy it, and AL for align, well, array it. This is why I say do 2, so that you know which ones to align. Just double check that those are aligned. Yeah, that one's aligned. And select it. Yeah, because I'd already done that size thing before I copied it. It's fine. But now I need to add a label to this array. Number of bolts. When I select this one, I can change that one to number of bolts. Now I can add the amount, so 5 bolts each side, boom. And when I change the size, M42, my room is, I've lit up some frankincense. I don't want the fire alarm to go off again. I mean, I've put coins on it so that it doesn't burn it as such. It smells better that way, but hold on, I'm gonna check this out. It's cool. Just close my door, because that's where the fire alarm is. Right, so now I want to change the thickness. Wow, 20. See, with the extrusion, what I didn't do was I didn't place it, I didn't drag it to that reference point, so I'll do that and lock it. And I want these to associate to the reference plane. So edit work plane, reference, no. I'm going to name this one plate face, and now select one of these, edit work plane, plate face. Shouldn't really make a difference, but just to be safe, always associate to reference planes. Edit work plane, plate face, and what that should do is it should change all of them. Yeah. We'll check that one. Oh no, the last one also needs to change. So you change the two that are associated to each other, so the first one and the last one in this particular case. But if you array to second, then first and second one. Okay, so reference level. I think that's us done, mostly. The way I set up my bolt, though, if I come here, select this, we need to add something for the plate thickness and something for the length. So the combined plate thickness is, you're going to use this to connect two things together. So what that means is the two bits that are connecting, Obviously this has its own thickness, and the beam, for example, in this case that you're connecting to, also has a thickness. You want to add those two, and that will give you this number. So in this particular case, we'll make it 50 mil, because this is 20 mil. We want that to be editable inside the project, so we'll leave that at that. And the length, I'm going to add a new one, call it bolt length, new parameter. Say okay, finish, come here, move the bolt length to the bottom, and we're going to take the combined plate thickness. Okay, sorry. Because that combined plate thickness is not a part of this project, it's a part of the bolt. We need to make it a part of this project so that's editable in the project. So we need to tell Revit whatever we put into here will change this. So new combined plate thick. I'll move thickness down here. I'm going to make this one, copy that, Control C, Control V plus 25. Well, 40. There you go. And now with this one, same thing. Because we've set it up before, we can do that, and then we can change the length. And it changes all of them. Okay, so I think that's us done. Yeah. Close all these down. Now I'll load into projects and close. No, sorry, last thing. What else I want is I want a void so that this can cut the beam. So what would normally happen is, let me delete this connection. And I don't know how that cut. Okay. Whatever. Control C, copy it, paste to same place. Yeah. I'm going to leave the old one in there just so you can see this. Well, we don't need to worry about that now. We'll have another video where I'll show you how to model this beauty. Now, to cut that, what I need to do is, oh, it's getting quite smoky in here. I'm going to copy this, copy, paste, aligned to same place, pull it down, and I am going to change this to a void. But of course, none of the shapes, none of the edges are associated, so I'm going to do that, move it in, A alpha align to the reference level, reference plane. I want it the same. In some particular cases you might have to make it a bit further out if the beam comes at an angle. Ours does, but I don't think it's going to be an issue in this case. And now I need to create a reference plane, CS, type CS for create similar after selecting it, and DI for dimension, level to there, and boom, I will say cut depth, and I like to keep things like that at the bottom. Order of importance. Well, bolt length we're never going to change, so, and I'm going to drag it back here and lock it. And of course, as I said, cut with voids when loaded is selected, and that's it. So now I can load into project and close. I'll keep it called family 2. No, I don't want to save it. Ugh, flip, overwrite. So yeah, I'll save it as 1. Oh my lord. File, save as, family, that. Load into project and close. Final product. Oh my lord. Oh, sorry. Yeah, overwrite. Whatever. I don't care. E. Cool. It's working, I think. Now, structural. We'll come to families. Structural connections. Drag that one in. And boom. Press space to rotate 90 degrees. Now, type DI for dimension, and I can get this side and that side 400 mil. That's the width. 400. I'll put the height as 1000. Thickness 20. X. Well, we don't need to worry about that. No, we do. So 50 mil from the edge. Cut depth. Doesn't really matter. We'll leave it at that for now. Bolt length. Leave that one out. Number of bolts. Put 4, and I'll make them M45s. Apply. AL for align. There to there. Move. Yeah, you can then place it and do all sorts with it. Of course, as I said, we need to be able to cut this. So drag it back to whichever position and select, come to modify, say cut this one with that one, and there you go. See, because it's at an angle, that issue has occurred. So what I will do in this particular case is just drag this one back. Ooh. Anyway, you can expand it a little bit. The cut, that is. Yeah, the void inside the model. For this case, it's fine like that. And there you go. That's a very nice little structural connection. You can position this one a bit better if you like. And if I want to create that again, select it, type CS. Let's put one on this side. Delete that little group there. A space. AL for align. There to there. Assume it's in the right place. I just want to show you, let's say I want 6 bolts on this one and I want them to be smaller. There you go, boom, and then you can position it better, align it to wherever, and use it to cut things. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Please like, share and subscribe. Also, because these are shared parameters, just so you know, you can tag these individual bolts, which you never really do. Well, I don't in my work, but you can. Oh, sorry, last thing to mention, DI for dimension. Type DI for dimension. I'm gonna first architecture set work plane, pick a plane, there. Now I'm gonna type DI for dimension, 60. The combined plate thickness should be 60 to get the bolts on the edge. There you go. And if you follow my tutorial, you'll be able to make the bolts with the washer. I've actually lost that family, I need to remake it. And yeah, you can do the same with this one. So yeah, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching. How do you stop this?